back to Magic Online. So the list in front of you is something that I played in a league a few days ago. I don't remember what day it was, but I just had the idea that like Rite of Flame is the worst card in the deck. I ran a right list TES list not too long ago, and the idea was to just maximize your best plays. So it came back to me, and I was thinking a little bit more about the deck, but this time instead of running like random filler cards, I was just running better cards. So land number 14 helps you against Rug Delver, more stability against Prison. Chrome Mox like shockingly ends up being a lot better than you think because it facilitates the most number of turn one Wishclaw Talismans as possible. And that's really what this list wants to do. And then two Infernal Tutor over like two bad mana effects. Like previously, when people tried the no right TES, they tried something like Cabal Ritual, and Cabal Ritual is just like not good. So yeah, we're not playing that. We're running two Infernal Tutor, increases your threat density. Part of the idea behind that is that you can mulligan more effectively for Lion's Eye Diamond, and pretty much any hand you open with Lion's Eye Diamond will have some sort of tutor effect in there. So that's what this list is looking to accomplish. I played it in one league. I went 5-0. I don't think the list is perfect. Like, it definitely has its flaws, but it might have potential, which is why I wanted to try it again today. And I'm not seeing anything in chat, so I don't know if no one's here or what. So it looks like not too many people have joined us yet. There's a couple people watching. I might wait a minute or so and then go start playing. So if you're here and you have any questions, feel free to ask. Hey Alex, how's it going? Hello, hello, hello. Does everything look good from the OBS perspective? Like, is there anything I need to fix? I did some of this setup yesterday with the help of the Thraben, the dean of Thraben University. So shout outs to Phil. I do think I want to work on my what's it called? Like follower and subscribe animations. Like I put in a couple static images in there for now. I want to make some the Epic Storm branded GIFs, which I mean I have the skills to do it. It's just finding time. So that's on my short list of things to do. Oh, I did not update Cardboard Live. I should do that right now. Ah, crap. There's so many things that I was like, I need to do this before I go live. And then I just like tweeted that I was going to go live. So let's do that real quick. Yeah, so Hobo Gearper was probably the last time that I streamed. So that makes a lot of sense, Alex. I'm not even sure where I go to edit Cardboard Live anymore. It's been so long. Extensions. My extensions. Where are you, Cardboard Live? Hmm. So I found my Cardboard Live, but maybe I have to log into Cardboard Live in order to change it. I'm so old, I don't remember any of this. Hi, Rain. All this time is just giving people some time to wander on in before I actually start playing, so that's fine. All right, so it turns out I do need to log into Cardboard Live. I'm interested to see this deck list now. What was the last deck list that I played? All right. Ah, shit. Also, I swear a lot if you're unfamiliar. So, all right, we have 3 copies of Chromox. We're going to want to make that 4. 3 opals, fine. Alright, so we had 4 Wishclaw Talisman. That's a start. Let's get rid of this main deck Chain of Vapor, though. We're going to want to add in a main deck Tendrils and get rid of these. Ooh, it was the Island Mana Base, Alex. You remember this beautiful thing that we had here? The Island Mana Base? Gross. I wonder if I should just import. Yeah, let's just clear this. I think it might be easier to just import. All right. Import from file. Let's hope that this works. I'll remember to do this next time I stream. And would you look at that? Alright, so that's been saved. Hopefully Cardboard Live is now updated. Alright, it should be good now. I just clicked save on the Cardboard Live dashboard. Tropical Island sucks, Rain. I refuse to let Alex bully me into thinking it's good. He like made the mana base worse so he could fetch for it more often. But I think Cardboard Live should be updated. Can someone please confirm? I see the Cardboard Live icon on the screen, but it's not popping up the deck list. I don't know what I'm doing. Hello, Eric. Oh, it's over off to the side. Yeah, it's updated, Alex. You're a liar. I'm never listening to you ever again. Okay. Well, enough of that. We've spent like 10 minutes of me learning how to internet. Let's play some Epic Storm. Yeah, I'm just testing for the preemptive Rite of Flame ban, you know. Yeah, if Alex gets out of line again, one of my other mods is going to need to demod Alex. I can't have him lying on my stream. Oh no, I do not want to play 10-4. Why does it always do this? Whenever I've never once had it load the correct, I can't think of the last time I touched 10-4. All right, this is what we're playing. Hop in the queue, and I'm gonna need to stretch this out, so. Sorry, I could have done all this beforehand, I just didn't, so here we are, making everyone else's life worse. Okay, we should be reasonably set up now. How do I mod Jarvis? I trust Jarvis. Oh, Lucas is here? Hello, Lucas. I must have missed you coming in. Alright, so we're on the draw. This seems fine. I'm going to make a note in my spreadsheet that I'm streaming. I have this like crazy theory that I just like don't do well when I'm streaming. I don't want to get into it, but just like Storm is one of those decks where the information just matters so much. And if somebody else has that information of what's in your hand, it just drastically changes the game. And that can be said for a lot of matchups, but for combo, I think it matters a tiny bit more. All right, Ponder was a decent draw. We don't actually need black for underground, for like... It's a tough one. So we don't need black, but at the same point, like, we need a green duel. So I guess I could get Trop. Oh, no, I can't get Trop. It's Bloodstained Mire. I'm just going to get C. Why not? I could have gotten Volk, but then you end up not having all your colors. And that was perfect. Do I just like type like /mod Jarvis or something? Hey, I guessed Twitch. I guessed it correctly. Jarvis, you're a mod. Oh shit, hello, man. All right, so we know that we have another Burning Wish on top, which means that I'm okay just like throwing this one out there. If it gets countered, that's great. If not, it gets Thoughtseize. Who would disrespect the Jarvis U? Counterspell. This seems like a min deck if I've ever seen one. Alright, so our opponent's down to 3 cards. They've taken a pretty aggressive line here, so I'm fairly confident that they have a force in hand. We're a mana short of doing the line that I would like to do, which is Veil into Pier. Which means I'm going to cast Brainstorm here and sort of just hope for a couple good cards. That actually will do it. So we're going to put the 2 tutors on top. This is just going to be lethal. I haven't bothered counting Storm. Like, it might also just be lethal Storm without needing to Pier. There's no reason I count the Storm when I just need to cast these cards anyway. I'll figure out a plan once Burning Wish is on the stack. Hold control. So Burning Wish is going to be Storm 8, Tendrils will be Storm 9. And they're at 18. Why would you play out Petal? Alright, so I don't know whether or not to label this as miracles yet. Snow doesn't usually play Counterspell. I'm going to wait until game 2 to get a better idea of what to label this as. I would never Tendril Jarvis when he isn't my opponent. Alright, so that was turn 3, and we'll be on the draw for the post-board games. Alright, so these cards seem pretty good. If you don't watch the Epic Storm YouTube videos, these come in against pretty much every single blue deck. I haven't figured out how to board yet for when I'm boarding in all these green cards. My current idea is just to board super low on artifacts and board out one Infernal Tutor so that way it becomes like a pseudo wish target. The idea is that if Hull Breacher is going to be very popular, I can Burning Wish for Infernal Tutor into Ad Nauseam and avoid the draw spells with Hull Breacher. Maybe something like this. Chat, if you have a better idea, I'm open to it. I don't have a lot of experience sideboard mapping this. This list was kind of thrown together, so if you have better thoughts, I'm open. Tell me them. That is technically a line that you could do, Alex. I just don't want to echo if I don't have to. Like, I realized that game that we were winning with Pier early on, and I just didn't want to echo if I didn't need to. Like, Burning Wish getting countered didn't, like, I don't want to fight over a Burning Wish when I know that there's another Burning Wish on top. Like, if I didn't know that I had something else going on, sure, that line's probably fine. But when you can not give yourself the opportunity to lose the game based on luck, there's no reason to just, like, not take the higher probability line. Boba to 17th. It's not a version number. This is just sort of something that I'm playing at the moment. Alright, so I'm not seeing anything regarding a better sideboard plan, so I'm just going to hit submit here. No need to kill the clock. Pretty solid hand. They know. They know about our green sideboard tech. So we could go turn 1 Claw here. I don't know if that's necessarily what's important in this matchup. I'm just going to try to sculpt my hand a little bit. Maybe brainstorm back this Chromox in the future. Both Chromoxes is not the best, but I do like Carpet into Second Claw. I think I'm going to keep this, because Second Claw also acts as a protection spell with Veil of Summer. They really know. There's no point of even casting the Carpet either. I don't know if I agree with that, Eric. Against the blue decks, like, you're not really trying to, like, if you resolve Ad Nauseam and you don't win, it's not the end of the world. That was 0 Chromox. So you'd rather keep in 2 Opal over 2 Chrome? I could see that. It's just, I'd have to figure out, like, the mathematical probability of Metalcraft early on without having Chrome in your deck, because, like, your number of artifacts is actually kind of low once you board out your Chromes. So if maybe 2 Opal's fine. I don't know. I think I'm just going to jam another Claw here. You could brainstorm. I just want to save it so that way I get the maximum efficiency out of it. Like, I don't want to draw another Chromox next turn and not be able to play my Claw this turn if I don't hit a land. Like, for example, this game, if these were opals, we'd be in a much better spot. But I don't think it's the end of the world. One of the reasons to keep in Chrome Mox is that post ad nauseum, with less artifacts in your deck, these are guaranteed initial starting mana sources instead of being maybe initial starting mana sources. Because, like, you're not guaranteed to always flip Lotus Petals and Lion's Eye Diamond. For a second, I will admit, I was like, oh crap, is this a null rod? And then I remembered, like, they're playing the Astrolabe deck with no islands in play currently. Of course it's not null rod. Sylvan Library. Double blue. Alright, it's in fact Miracles. Hmm. I wonder if we have a line here. Oh, like, I'm assuming that they put a 1 on top. So, what I'm thinking is we try to Burning Wish and get them to force, increase our storm, and then we just get them with the tendrils out of our deck. Alright, so we have Storm 4. I guess I could just, like, go get Echo. I mean, we'll find out if they have it too. I'm trying to figure out a plan for if this resolves. Like, I'm willing to bet that it's a 1. Because we had this in place, so there isn't a real reason to keep a 2 on top. Maybe I don't want to tap both green. Yeah, it's definitely a 1 on top. Alright, so force pitch counterbalance is from 6. I can add 2 to the storm using Wish Claws. It's definitely a 1 that they have on top of their deck. So what's the best way of getting around that? So I think one thing that we could do is sacrifice Lion's Eye Diamond, go get Defense Grid, play Defense Grid, and that's likely to draw out another counter, and then we have exactly enough mana to Tendrils. So I think that's probably the line. So if they force this, I think it's just lethal. Alright, so that resolved. I don't know what to do here. So what I can do is I have 2 options. Right now I can Echo, and I have a land drop, which will shuffle the top of their deck. Or what I can do is I can just pass. They don't have a 3rd land currently, and they've been missing land drops. They're probably holding one, if I had to guess, due to fear of carpet. Or we can, if we take that line, we can Ad Nauseam next turn. So it's Ad Nauseam versus Echo. Yeah, Alex, it would have been a good IT scenario. So right now I'm just weighing the values of Echo versus casting Ad Naz. Chat, would you like me to Echo here, or would you like me to attempt to Ad Naz next turn? All right, we have one for Echo. All right, chat. Chat's risky. I mean, I think that this is the more ambitious line. Uh, I think the ad nauseum line's a little bit safer, but let's go for Echo. I'm here to please the people. What if they had Terminus on top the whole time? This does not win the game, but it's pretty good. I'm just gonna pass from here. I mean, that was a good draw 7. I'm not gonna complain about that. Need to work better on my posture, sit up properly instead of slouching. I'm old and have back pain, so I should know better. All right, so let's slide this down so that way everyone can see. They can likely play another counterbalance next turn if they decide to Wish Claw, but we do have another Decay in our deck. Hello, Zebington. Yeah, I don't stream too often. It's been almost, or I think it's actually been a little bit over a year. Force on carpet. I'll allow it. Hmm. So if they're willing to force a wall carpet of flowers, I think they probably have another piece of protection. I'm just gonna pass here. Back to basics. That's a pretty good one. I think we're still in a decent spot though. All right, so we have a lotus petal on top. I'm just trying to think of what we should do here. So right now I can cast Ad Nauseum, or next turn we have. Let's hypothetically get it. I guess next turn doesn't get any better because, well, we draw Lotus Petal, so that fetches Swamp. We have Petal in hand. Ritual. I think we could technically Thought Seize into Ad Nauseum next turn. Is that better though? I think I'm just gonna jam. With effects like Counter Spell in their deck, it's probably better to just go for it now. Hold control. So there's no tendrils in the deck currently. which means that the most expensive card is a 6. And then they're all 2s. Both of our Chromoxes are in play, so we have 4 Petal as starters, and then 2 Lines at Diamond. So we have to keep our expectations reasonable. What's a... Oh, Hex Mages. Alright, we'll stop there. Oh, there's no echo. This is the same game. Good call, chat. Good call. Alright, I'm just going to slide my sideboard back up to where it belongs. I think the only card that we could possibly get got by is Veil. So there's no reason to not just like cast a few more spells. If they want to pyro this, they're more than welcome. Sure. And now we just Burning Wish, Grape Shot. Boom. Alright, 1-0's not a bad start. Yeah, it was free to play around Veil, so there's almost no reason not to. It was just figuring out how we wanted to do it. You could Grape Shot, but if you just Grape Shot for no reason, you could theoretically lose to Fluster, but they would have flustered ad nauseum anyway. So it's just finding some way of making them A, either interact, or B, just like not losing to the known cards. Like right before I played Grid, the only card we could have lost to was a Mind Break. So if I didn't draw the Grid there, I was going to Burning Wish Thoughtseize. Rite of Flame is still very, very playable. I'm just trying a list without them. So that was an ad nauseum win. All right, we're on the play. I don't know what this person plays, so I'm going to do a quick Goldfish search. I don't think I spelled it correctly. Oh, there's no E. According to Goldfish Reanimator, as of this month. So I am not going to play cautiously, I think. I'm just going to assume that they're on Reanimator. I appreciate everyone coming to hang out for a little bit. My stream's probably going to end around 6 p.m. EST, so I'm not going to be on here too long. I just figured that since Phil helped me set up my streaming stuff yesterday, that I would stream today for a little bit. No, not Phil Blackman, Phil Gallagher. Although, hello, Felix. Yeah, I'm not sure if this list is any better or not. Ooh, this is not Reanimator. Might as well get some information on what they're playing then. Is it blue-black random? Okay, so it's like Rug Delver. Or I guess it's blue-red Delver because of Meyer. True Andy, yes, I am using Parallels. I was having a bunch of issues with Boot Camp, and Alex McKinley talked me into switching. So I've tried it out. I've liked it so far. It's been pretty good. My new computer has a little bit more power than my last one, so Parallels runs much more smoothly. I have no idea what we're facing. All right, well, it's Reanimator Ask. This is just like Grix's Reanimator. Maybe I should have clicked into their deck list. Yeah, if I had clicked in, I would have known better. Here we are. Oxyvagonus. So it's like a Delver Reanimator deck. Alright, I've probably seen enough here. I'm willing to just go to game 2. They have a Null Rod in the board. So I think... Do I really want a board for that? They also have an Iona. Like, I guess I could board in Chain of Vapor instead of Decay. It just feels like a little bit embarrassing boarding in Chain in this sort of matchup. No, it's not the Entombed Doomsday deck. It's just Reanimator mushed with Delver. Yeah, Zebington, that was part of the idea that you can board out Infernal Tutor and it becomes a wish target. Hmm. Let's try like this, I guess. I'm not going to boarding carpet against the deck that's like actively trying to Gristle brand me or put Iona in a play. So this hand is like a little bit of a trap. It could end up being good if you draw Lion's Eye Diamond. Because what I would do is my plan would be to imprint Tendrils, just go get Echo, and then have your Veils up. Yeah, I think I'm going to try this. Sometimes I keep hands that I know aren't great just to see how they would play out, so that way I have that information for larger events, just to like see what the limitations on like opening hands are, that sort of thing. We're going to go get Taiga with this, because Taiga casts Burning Wish, but it'll also help with these Veils later on. Exactly, Eric. Limit testing. Sure. I'm not gonna cast a Veil into Daze there. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So like a Wish Claw would obviously be good. LED's fine. I mean, Mox Opal's not the worst. It's active. We'll be able to draw into 2 more mana most likely. Like a Dark Ritual allows us to hardcast now, but that loses to like a Pyroblast or a Day, so not really what you want. Alright, so now would be a good window to find that Lion's Eye Diamond. We can do a build your own Lion's Eye Diamond here via Burning Wish. And by that I mean, it's really a build your own diminishing returns. We're going to Thoughtseize ourselves, that's the idea. A little bit more than a regular LED. So I'm just going to pass here. That way we can veil the Thoughtseize on their turn. Gregorio, I've talked about it recently on the Eternal Glory podcast, which you're welcome to go check out. Terrific podcast, if I do say so. Some brilliant minds on there, truly stunning. But Massacre, it's fine. It's not bad. I just don't think that playing a card dedicated for a matchup as favored as Death and Taxes is worth it. According to my spreadsheet, I'm over 75% against Death and Taxes, so why would I waste a sideboard slot on it when I actually need more help against Rug Delver? So I don't really like the idea of cutting a carpet for Massacre personally. You could do it, I just don't think it's the best choice. Wow, what a sick burn on Anurag. That's not very nice. Alright, so our opponent's up to 6 cards. We could Thoughtseize, like, we could do this entire sequence this turn. If we do that, we lose the Daze. Another thought would be to just veil them. If they counter it, we Thoughtseize. And then this makes their Thoughtseize bad, and if we draw anything, this becomes live. Did someone unban Phil? I'm going to need to correct that. So I don't think I'm going to end up doing the build your own diminishing returns line here. Ooh, it just resolved. Okay, now I'm definitely going to do it. I wasn't expecting that to happen. So Gregorio, the way that I view Magic is you do not deserve to win every game, and you are not going to win every game. So I accept the games where my opponent goes Mother Runes and Athalia, knowing that I am going to win 75% of the next match or the match. Like I just accept losing. Like I think that it's better to build your sideboards not to win every single game or every single match, but to win the most matches possible. Like I don't really care about losing to Death and Taxes that much. It's about maximizing percentages. Oh geez, we're getting political in here. Uh, that was not the best ad nauseum. Or Echo of Aeons. I think I'm just gonna pass. Is Phil Blackman an Eternal Glory host now? I didn't realize that we gave him a promotion. Don't think we're winning this one, team. And we are not. I guess I don't need to concede yet. We're just not doing anything. Yikes. I mean, it's possible for us to, like, win, I guess, so might as well try. Well, the original trio is not coming back, so there's no point in doing that. Or in being biased, I guess. I don't know. I've talked about it a little bit on the podcast as well, where people get caught up in their favorite format and want Legacy to be that. Like, I thought it was best right before War of the Spark, but like, Legacy's never going to be that again. So you should just like try to enjoy what you're playing at the moment and find happiness with something currently rather than just like not dwelling on the past, but wanting something you can't have. I don't think this does anything. So 3 mana into Burning Wish, and then we needed a +2 this turn, so a Dark Ritual or an LED would have allowed us to cast Pier. I guess in theory we could like Dark Ritual Burning Wish Tendrils to stay alive. We're not dead though, right? So I guess I can just pass here. There's no reason to concede. I think that I showed them the Underground Sea for no reason, though. I think that they knew about the Myers, and I could have just played a Mire this turn. Or maybe that's actually worse, because we're going to 2 and then Pier shut off. So I accidentally took the right play. Womp womp. Alright, we're 1-1. If only I had clicked into their deck game 1 instead of just looking at Reanimator. I run very, very cold, so I don't know. I wear lots of layers. That and this thing's pretty comfy. I like it. Got them made for the entire writing staff this year. Shout out to Alex. He deals with a lot of my bullshit. I appreciate him as much as I rib on him. He is valued. So Alex got one. Our editor Mitch, silent hero. Mitch does so much work behind the scenes and just like doesn't get enough glory. He's going to be editing like 5 articles this week. So shout outs to Mitch. Alex, I appreciate you too. Polling, not McKinley. I already gave you your shout out, scum. And polling just like every single month without question, like right on time, does his article, doesn't complain or whatever. Just like very consistent. And I appreciate that. And Theo picking up on Through the Looking Glass. Not the easiest task. Our guest this month just like hasn't responded to the questions, so we've been dealing with that. Marcus, hello. The sub goal is built into Streamlabs. I don't know. This is a Taiga deck. Yeah, Marcus, you were playing a lame deck. I'm not going to give you respect for playing a lame deck. Jeez. Negator's such a troll. It's 2020 and Tom's over here tapping City of Brass. I'm not going to take that from Tom. And it's not like I haven't played City of Brass before. I know what tapping City of Brass is like. I would not do it in 2020. Also, Rainbow. What a name, Tom. Bug Turbo was way better. Is this blue red? Okay, so it's blue red Delver, not Skill and Show. All right, so this was a pretty good draw. Let's get rid of this Chromox, hopefully. I would not have turned one Brainstorm there. So I didn't. I meant to play Lotus Petal here. Hopefully we don't get punished. I wonder if there's like any sort of line we can take here. So let's say our opponent forces. Let's say we cast Veil, they force. So that's from 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. Is it worth it to try to get them on a force here? Just like Veil and then try to get them? All right, we're going to do it. We're going to try to get them. Ooh, it did not work. So I think since it did not work, I'm just going to mini Tendrils and pass. Like mini Tendrils just to like gain life is completely fine here. And it's not like the Tendrils was doing a whole lot clogged in our hand anyway. So really the cost of this play was losing a Dark Ritual when we still have all this mana in play. I don't know what you're talking about, Phil, but yes, I will play your commander deck if that's what you'd like. Blue-red prowess. I'm like trying to not respond to Phil's ridiculous comments in stream. Some people. No, Jarvis, because oh, you're right. Even if they force, they do go to two. I was thinking that we were drawing the card off Veil, so I think I just messed up my math. Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah, I just screwed that up. Once again, split attention. But I was thinking that they forced and then we would draw the Chrome Mox. So like I was counting the draw off the Veil, which doesn't make any sense. Thank you, Skull Clamp MTG. It's very much appreciated. You as well. I don't know how to say that. Marental. Glad to hear, Skull Clamp. Storm 2 indeed. I don't know how I like our odds of winning this game anymore. Maybe that line was a little bit greedy. I think that our opponent's likely to have a force. Maybe more than that. Skullcamp MTG. I don't commit to streaming. Like I thought last year I was going to stream more, and then like I'll be completely honest, I was like pretty sure that I was ghosted a number of times, and it makes it pretty sour experience for me. So I chose to not do it again for some time. Now that I'm playing on parallels, I'm more open to it, but I'm just gonna play it by ear. So I just think that like being ghosted is fairly unfun. I don't even remember like who the people I thought did it were, but you just lose like such a big percentage. And I'm a spike. I like winning. Like I'm not here really to entertain other people. Most of the time, I just thought it might be fun to do tonight. So oh Jarvis, I can copy this chain lightning. So I think I can. Oh wow, yeah, this is ridiculous. I wish that I could veil and then copy the chain. I should let it resolve first before adding in my red. Oh shit, you're right, Jarvis. I'm a dummy. Ah shit. I should have read chat. No, I think I could have done your line, Jarvis. I just would have had to do it before I let chain resolve. Oh, Eric, I agree with you. It's why I don't stream very often. Like, I've even mentioned it on the podcast. Uh, so I just need to pay for spell pierce here. Uh, Yeah, but I agree with you. Like I mentioned on the podcast before, like when you stream, you know what you're signing up for. So I just don't do it very often. Yeah, this game has been a mess. It's just like if you're going to broadcast your hand to the world, people will take advantage of it. Like free information is very valuable, and it's a decision that you chose to do. Oh, this is the best. I'm gonna die to these creatures, but this is hilarious. I should have veiled. I'm taking 14. Yeah, there's a good chance that I'm dead next turn. Not casting the not doing the veil trick, I think might have cost us. Yeah, that's skull clamp. That would have been to play the correct play to make. All right, burning wish. Womp womp. So we messed up twice that game. That was awful. All right, so we want to bring these in. I do think that we probably want to keep in some more artifact mana than we did before. So I'm going to board out the tutors. I think that's just too much. So now we have to find room for one more cut. I really want to keep in the artifacts. I don't really want to board any of those out. The play might be to just like not board in one decay because like we're not sure if they have a null rod anyway. Um, yeah, I think I'm just gonna board like this. It's not like decay's amazing in the matchup anyway. Uh, Instead of Rite of Flame, we were playing Land 14, Chromox 4, and 2 Infernal Tutor. I talked about it a little bit at the beginning of the stream. The idea is that you want more stability against Delver and Prison decks, which are the decks that tend to be favored against TES. So you get the extra mana source in the land, and then Chromox. It helps with ad nauseum, but also like another initial mana source. Like TES wins the most when you can turn one, play Wishclaw Talisman. So Chromox just like gains a lot of value than it has in the past, on top of being good with ad nauseum. So I like that. Then Infernal Tutor just allows you to play a game against like prison decks or non-blue decks where you can just mulligan for LED, and pretty much any LED hand you have will have a tutor in it. Well, this hand is good. Uh, yeah, we're just gonna lose to a force. Actually, we can try to draw to force on the carpet. Yeah, I'm not a fan of full art stuff, so I like my cards like regular pack versions, Japanese foil. Maybe I'll thinking back to Eric's comment, maybe I can make a hand hider, and just like every hand, the hand hider just be like the Stone Cold Nuts. Our opponent's thinking about their 6 card hand. Yeah, Skull Clamp, I probably would not like your deck. It's fine. They're just not for me. I like my cards to look uniform. Like I don't even play with full art lands, so No, Phil, you cannot choose the 7 cards in my hand hider. I don't need 7 clown cards. Alright, I think we're just going for it here. Eric, if you want to code that for me, I will not stop you. I'm not sure how I would go about doing that. Hey, we get to empty those Warrens, and I love a good crutch. So here we are. Oh, so we're doing a build your own hand hider right now? I love it. Alright, think I'm going to leave it as is. Worked out well that game. Alright, chat's no longer making my hand hider. I don't like these cards that are being suggested. Yeah, Skull Clamp. I really miss the 4 Empty the Warrens versions of TES. Like I mean, I like the current versions too. Like I was saying that you have to enjoy things while you have them. I do like the Wish Claw list, but there's a special place in my heart for the 4 Therapy, 4 Probe, 4 Empty lists. Like those were so good. That said, I don't think Probe is ever coming back, and if it did, TES wouldn't even be the best Probe deck. It would be like Arclight Phoenix. All right. How do I deed mod Tom? Like, you don't talk about Mindbreak Trap in my chat. That's against the rules. Someone demod Tom. I don't approve of this. Phil, you're ridiculous. Phil is the last person I would mod. What is? It's not Arena. It's Magic Online causing all of that pop up. I did see that someone said that Arena wants to open, but it's just Magic Online. And if you have stream suggestions for me, feel free to go to theepicstorm.com, scroll down, or click on contact, go to the bottom, and let me know if you think there's ways that I can improve the stream or make this more enjoyable for you, other than fix my terrible personality. All right, well, they forced our carpet. I think I'm okay with that. Hey, Phil. Thanks again for your help yesterday. I gave you some shout outs earlier, as in 3 and you, Phil. Glad to hear. I think I'm going to make some TS branded gifts, though, like using some of the icons and stuff that I have. Like right now, like the raid and the host ones are just like generic Storm gift from the internet, and I think I can do better than that. Like, I can build multiple different layers in Illustrator of like a Storm Cyclone and then like animate it. It's within my skill set, so I just have to find some time. All right, they're down to 3 cards in hand, but they do have a Brainstorm in the yard. Well, Phil, is it really playing around beating you if you just play unplayable decks? Like, yeah, I can't believe the Storm deck beat Lazov not version 37. Like, come on. You do it to yourself. I feel like it's a little bit weird to see Dreadhorde in a prowess based list. Not that like they don't interact well together. There's usually just not slots. So we're seeing Monastery Swiftspear. We saw Sprite Dragon, Dreadhorde. It's just like a lot of creature slots, and I wonder what gave. Yeah, I'm sorry. I Jarvis, I was just thinking the same thing. That they might not actually have Delvers. But yeah, where was I kidding? Like, of course, Phil has more than 37 versions of Lazov not. All right, so they're up to 4 cards. We really want to draw like a Dark Ritual or a Carpet. That was not good. Over here playing Rug Combo. Well, there's Delver. So, Jarvis, that answers that question. Well, 7 Proud, you were half correct. Well, Carpet, that was a draw we wanted. They have 2 in hand. In theory, we could Ad Nauseam this turn. I just don't think it's the best idea. I'm going to pass. Yeah, Carpet's the green Rite of Flame. We've been saying it all along. I am not doing donation decks. If you're interested in version 37 of Lazovna, please hit up my good friend, Thraben University, and Phil Gallagher will play your piles. I will not. I don't like Twitch chat enough to do that. I'm sorry. You're all fine people, I'm guessing, but I'm not going to play your donation decks. I'm sorry. All right, so we're taking 5 here. Oh man, mutagenic growth would be so good. Phil Gallagher is a much nicer person than I am, so Phil would be thrilled to play Lazovnot version 37. I just don't have it in me. All right, so we're going to keep the Lotus Petal around for Metalcraft purposes. It's going to be a little bit dicey. I think their last card is Daze based on this pause. You know what, Phil? Downvote you. Downvote you. Might as well cast the Veil here. It's free Storm. Draws a card. I mean, this we would have preferred to flip to Ad Nauseam, but it's fine. Oh. Oh, what an Ad Nauseam. So, I think we're actually supposed to stop and echo. What an Ad Nauseam. So in my head, I was like, okay, this won't be that bad. We'll just like reveal some mana and then just like go get tendrils with the claw. And then this happened. All right, we want to see some mana off this. That'll do, pig. That'll do. The ad nauseum that revealed tendrils and echo from 11 life gets there. Oh man, I shouldn't have said anything. There's going to be that card that we're not supposed to say out loud now. Like this person on their like prowess deck totally has a 4-mana blue instant in their deck. Oh man, Phil's rooting for a gut shot here. No manners. Oh, they're gonna do something weird at the end, like a misdirection. Oh. What a match. That was entertaining. So we're 2-1 now. Reasonable record. Maybe my sub goal should be playing version 37 of Lazavnot. What do you think, Phil? If I get 100 subs in the next 30 days, do I play Lazavnot? Man, chat's not super thrilled about that one. I'm guessing the answer is no. No one wants to watch Lazavnot. So I think I'm alright with that. Phil, I thought you wanted me to play Lazavnot. You even mentioned it as a donation deck. This hand is so close to being good. I just think we have to mulligan it. Better. Is this the mirror? No. It's a deck that decent human beings don't play. I'm sure our opponent's a fine person. I just hate it, Karnakos. I just can't beat the deck, so me being pretend salty. Yeah, I don't really know what the black is for, but we're just not winning this. No, I've already got one deck with Epic in it in my deck, so I don't really need a second one. Thank you though. Rate of Flame is still a fine card. I'm just trying something a little bit different. Sad. So we need to draw Burning Wish now, which did not happen. We're just not going to win this. It's fine. These matchups are like less than 20% in your favor. And usually, if you do win, you need to win game one. So I think if the Urza Echo decks, like being serious, not just like trolling or whatever, if they do end up becoming really good due to Hull Breacher, it kind of puts TES in a tough spot because like you just can't win that matchup. I don't know how Doomsday or other decks do against the Karnako deck, but at least the Epic Storm just like I don't know. I think if since he's Divining Top was still a card that you could play in the format, I do think Boss's Citadel would have been a more serious consideration for TES over Ad Nauseum because Top would be a great card to play with Mox Opal anyway, and then working with Boss's Citadel would just like put it over the top. So if like Top was ever unbanned, I could see Boss's Citadel seeing play in TES. Wits End, it probably should be. All right, I will concede to Karn. I do not know who lobbied for the banning of Top. So if you're trying to blame me, Phil, I thought that that card was never going to be unbanned. So it wasn't, or it was never going to be banned. So I think you're barking up the wrong tree if you're trying to accuse me. Um, like I was shocked when it was banned. I was super thrilled, but I never thought it was going to happen. Because I think like the previous ban in Legacy before Top was like Survival of the Fittest, which was like half a year after Mystical Tutor, and those were done years in advance. Like the way that bannings used to work is like nothing was ever banned unless it was like actively ruining a format. And now I think that their ban philosophy is a little bit more liberal, where they're willing to curate formats to be things that they want. Wits End, I said on the Eternal Glory podcast this past week that I think that survival could probably be unbanned. Brian Koval did not agree with me, but I don't really care what Brian thinks. I think it would be fine. Yeah, Phil, you do actively ruin the legacy format. I would agree. So playing out the Volk first here for pulverized purposes. Hmm. Don't actually know what I'm supposed to put on the bottom here because we're going to be fetching one away. I think it's probably supposed to be the opal. So like what I have a problem with people like talking about like survival and like Vengevine or whatever. Or like they're like, oh well, you can put a turn 2 Gristlebrand into play with survival too. Sure, if you open up the absolute nuts, you can turn 2 survival Gristlebrand. But also like Black Red Reanimator turn 2's Gristlebrand all the time. It just seems like poor rationale to me. It feels like people trying to find a reason to say no rather than being optimistic and saying yes. And like when survival was banned, surgical didn't exist yet. Cage, rest in peace. Pretty much the only hit you could play with that was reasonable was like Leyline of the Void, and people didn't want to play it. That like they printed a bunch of other playable like spells net since then. So like Lantern for example, like there's more ways. Yeah, Withered Wretch was a card people actually played back then. Like Survival deserves a chance, I think. And if it has to be rebanned like Gush and Vintage, like at least you tried. I think I'd rather see experimentation with things being unbanned rather than something gets banned and never is reevaluated ever again. I just don't think that's a good philosophy to have. Like I was actually pretty pro unbanned Goblin Recruiter before Snoop. I think now that Snoop exists, you probably can't ever unban it. But if like Doomsday's allowed to be legal for time reasons, then like you can't really use time with Recruiter and since he's divining top because like Doomsday players take forever too. And nothing against any specific person, but like I don't want to sit here for 6 minutes while you figure out what 5 cards you want and then how to stack them. I don't know how good survival would be in elves if I'm being completely honest. Like people would try it. The problem is that it's slow. Like right now, elves is very explosive, and it would just be a different sort of elves list. Like I don't think elves would actually gain much. Well, Felix, you're allowed to have that opinion, I suppose. Targeted the other chalice. Okay, so we're in a want pulverized situation. This is a deck only Phil could love. Hmm. So if I give them Wishclaw Talisman, they can Karn me. Actually, that might be fine. Hold on. They would need a mana source in their hand. Is it crazy that I'm thinking? Well, no, they can't because of the chalice. Never mind. This plays fine. This is gonna work. I guess if they're playing a version with Force, they could go get a Force of Will. I didn't really consider that. I was mostly just thinking about permanence, but here we are. Hello, Dom the Kid. I don't know if there's a whole lot we could do about a Force of Will. I think I messed up twice last turn. Yeah, playing in streaming's difficult. I should have fetched for Taiga because I wanted to cast the Veil, and I don't think I get to do that now. I mean, it really depends on our draw step if that ends up mattering or not. Because we might be able to just storm 8 without needing to echo. Alright, so that didn't matter. I mean, I still could have played better, but ended up not mattering. Yes, Phil, I am destroying their Sword of the Meek. So this is Storm 1. We have to get up to 8. So I think the play here is Storm 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we'll have a couple mana floating, and then you just need um, mana to Tendrils. But I'll figure that out a little bit more once we're actually like casting things. So since the last time that I streamed, Streamlabs now builds in the chat into Streamlabs, which is pretty nice. So you don't have to have Twitch open. That's a big improvement. Definitely like that quite a bit. Our opponent says that they should read the fucking card Wish Claw. Yeah, it doesn't work like that. All right, so right now we are still short. So this would be 5, 6, 7 for Burning Wish Tendrils, which is still short. So I'm going to Echo. And we don't need a float red because there's nothing to like red mana like Rite of Flame or anything like that. So we have that going on for us, which is nice. Hey, we won a game. Our opponent messed up and we were able to capitalize. Maybe this is a matchup where I should have boarded out a Wishclaw or a Infernal Tutor to play around Hull Breacher. Like with them having Sword, they probably don't have room for Hull Breacher, but it's probably what my deck wants to be doing. Why not Ad Nauseum? Um, I don't know. I just didn't think about it. To be fair, you needed very little mana off of Echo in order to win. where if you cast Ad Nauseam, you're completely draining your pool. So we had 2 floating with an untapped land, LED. Yeah, you could have Ad Nauseam with no mana floating. I think I like the Echo Line a little bit more considering you have 3 open. Fun fact for you, one of the first Legacy Storm decks was called Nausea, and it was based around Helm of Awakening. And the first TES lists were loosely based on that deck. It was a deck that played both Land Grant and City of Traders, so you knew it was good. I'm just going to jam this defense grid into play. Nah, Eric, Iggy Pop sucked. Strictly worst version of the Epic Storm. I don't know what you're talking about. Get out of here. There's the Emery. Alright, we should draw some action. It would be good for us. We have 2 Decay, 2 Chain. Burning Wish for Pulverize isn't really what we want right now, but if we drew Burning Wish, we could just cast Pier anyway. Which was why I was okay with playing these out. And the game just ended. Alright, I'm not going to sit here and lose the turn. I'd rather just go to the next one. Not the best showing so far. Hopefully we can finish this off with the 3-2. So I hope everyone has a safe holiday, in case I forget to say before the stream's over. Be healthy and all that good stuff. Hopefully play a little bit of Magic. It's always fun. I wonder what it would like. I have 0 relatives that play Magic the Gathering, but don't have relatives that would play Magic or siblings or whatever. It's just something I never experienced. Just like going home and playing Magic with your sibling or whatever. Ah, shit. All right, so we're playing Urza Stumpy again, most likely. That's what Le Masters is known for. I've seen them play like Rug Delver decks too. It's just like not that common. And Le Masters is a mulligan to 5. And now they're on 4. It sucks because I'm just going to be giving them a new hand. So I can't even capitalize on this. Blue or black? I think I'm going to do blue. I don't think we're very likely to win this turn, so if I draw a cantrip, I'd rather be able to cast that. Alright, we have 10 tutors in the deck. Sad. It's an interesting choice to put back on Brainstorm. So it's either Land 2 or Veil in my head. Because if we find a tutor off this ponder, you want to be able to cast it. So you definitely want to keep both artifacts. But if you don't, what's better for the future, a second land or the Veil? So that was the decision that I was weighing right there. Wow, Infernal Tutor. What would be Rite of Flame? Alright, I'm going to have to remember to hold control. Woot woot. Alright, I'm going to board for the Echo deck, and if they're not on it, who cares? It's just a league. And I haven't run one of these yet, so if you're appreciating me streaming, subscribe. But you can also go to theepicstorm.com/shop. We have cool things like card singles, or I was going to say merchandise, but we have cool things like merchandise, playmats, t-shirts, pint glasses, stickers, tokens, all that good stuff. But we also have card singles. Hasn't really been restocked recently, but in case there's something that you want that's, been around for a little bit, we might have that in stock. So theepicstorm.com/shop. All right, we get to find out if they were actually on Urza, whatever. Get these out to avoid a Chalice on 0. Chalice on 0 is pretty uncommon from this deck, but sometimes they do it. Looks like they just have a turn 2 Karn. I guess I'll brainstorm. Maybe there's a blue source chain. Alright. Can't ever beat Karn. It's kind of unfortunate to get paired in this deck twice. Like I said, like Hull Breacher is making this deck pick up in stock, so I'm not super shocked. It's just like a nightmare matchup for us. This seems fine. Bottom the Opal. The Masters is also mulligan to 6. So on top of being a Chalice of the Void Karn deck, they also have Force of Will, which makes this matchup even more difficult. And there it is. The Chalice of the Void. There's no point in decaying Chalice when they have an Emery in play. We're in a pretty tough spot already. I mean, I could play out LED here. There's just not really a reason to do so. And we still can't do much about the Chalice. And there's a weird friction here between Abrupt Decay and Defense Grid, because we can't really decay this on the end step and then untap and do something. So it's whether or not to try to play around Force of Will or have the ability to blow this up on the end step. And maybe I just made the wrong decision in this particular game, because they still have forcible mana open here. And looks like we might not be long for this world. I think we're not getting this one. Oh, I switched back to the wrong one. I'm sorry. I just realized that I had the wrong overlay up. My bad. Sorry about that. I'm so used to using the one for recording that I didn't even think about clicking on the streaming one. And Tendrils will not do it here. Hello, Nathan. So that's probably going to end our stream. So we finished 2-3. Obviously, not really the result we wanted. I didn't play perfectly with split attention and all that good stuff. So sometimes you don't play well. It happens. We also faced like 2 really bad matchups in double Urza. Like it's less than 20%. So sort of, is what it is. There's not much you can do about it other than live and move on. Okay, according to my spreadsheet, I am 30%. So 30% matchup. We did what we needed to do in order to win, which was win game 1. We just didn't happen to get any of the post-board games. So I appreciate everyone tuning in. Maybe I'll stream again soon. Who knows? I do. It wasn't that bad. I don't know. So thank you for watching, and let's find someone to raid. I think Jarvis might have his match against Tom up. Jarvis, are you here? Are you not playing? I think this means that no, he's hosting Yellow Cat. So let's find someone else. White Faces. Alright, so I do /read White Faces, right? Did I do it right? Hopefully the answer is yes. I don't think I did it right. Okay, I did do it right. My bad. So I'm learning Twitch. Please forgive me. Thanks again for watching. I do appreciate it. And if you want to show your support, theepicstorm.com/shop.